Hey guys, 012boku coming at you with another movie review, and sorry getting in the way of the screen there, but I'm coming at you with another movie review of this time the third installment in the Indiana Jones series, and that would be Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Which is a great movie. Ultimately, I still think it should have been the last movie they showed in the series. I mean, not going to take anything away from the fourth movie because it is enjoyable, but the way that it ended, yeah, not the greatest at all, really. Because too much showing, not enough, yeah. But we will get to that when we cross the road, because I plan to do a movie review of the fourth fourth Indiana Jones movie as well. But in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, this one is about basically Indiana Jones having a quest to be offered with the Holy Grail, and his father was looking for it. His father disappears, and his character named Walter Donovan wants Indiana Jones to go find out where his father is and also see if he can pick up where the Holy Grail was, where his father left off. And it's just a really fun type of movie. And this movie has all sorts of elements. It was made to be a funnier movie because the first one, just high adventure, good action piece. Second movie was a bit more darker and huge story to it as well, but just a really dark, sort of more violent, yeah, that's the word I was looking for, sorry, more violent film. And the third one was just made to be essentially high-octane action again, great adventure story, but also way more funny than its previous predecessors. So there's quite a bit of camp in this one. And this one stars various actors as, once again, Harrison Ford, once again reprising the role of Indiana Jones, which every fan who's seen these loves to see, because who doesn't like Harrison Ford doing this character? He is Indiana Jones, and no one would be able to replace him, which is why an installment for the fifth movie I'm really against, unless they do it as a passing of the torch, and I mean done really well. And I'm not saying not to, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen the fourth movie, but Mutt, his son, played by Shia LaBeouf, I will not accept that. I'll accept another young, talented guy or middle-aged guy taking the reins, but I'm not accepting Shia LaBeouf continuing the series, as the rumors have been well appointed to. So, not looking forward to that. But either way, Harrison Ford is still an awesome Indiana Jones. And then we have, obviously, Sean Connery in this movie, who was brought into this role because the Indiana Jones films were all started over Steven Spielberg wanting to do a James Bond film, and George Lucas talked him out of it to do this movie, and they brought Sean Connery in as this type of character to say, hey, this James Bond is what started all this. And Sean Connery really proved to be a good foil character for Indiana Jones, and just Sean Connery and Harrison Ford just had so much chemistry, and Sean Connery's humor in the movie was great and just spot on, and they clicked really well together. Plus his knowledge of being almost exactly like the father and the son are exactly more alike than they really played in this movie, because in this movie the father and son are really estranged, and it's a coming back together relationship thing for them in this movie. And then there's Denholm Elliott, once again back as Marcus Brody, who actually goes with Indiana Jones in this movie on the adventure. And he's just a hoot. He's really a fun guy to work with. He's full of information, just as intelligent as Indiana Jones or his father, Professor Jones. But, he's also a very good comic foil in this movie. He's got a lot of humorous lines, and just the guy I don't know what to do all the time, and why am I being around the Nazis or on this mad quest, and it's just a funny thing to see. So Denholm Elliott does a great job, and a great British actor that he is. Then there's, as well, oh, Alison Doody, who I believe plays Elsa. Yeah, Elsa. And she is a love interest in this film of Indiana Jones when they meet in Venice, Italy, to continue his father's work. And she's, really good looking. She's a talented actress and very good character because, spoiler alert again for anyone who does not want to see this, in this film she is a type of villainess where she is working with the Nazis to get the Holy Grail, and she really seems to care about the Holy Grail, but at the same time she wants this relationship with Indiana Jones to work, but yet she's more about the Grail, and she's willing to work with an evil army to get it. So it was like when you saw a villainous woman in this one, where in the first one you had a woman who loved Indy and was the exactly like him, she was a vixen, two-fisted vixen, and then you had Willie, who was the nice, charming, but ultimately adventurous, not my element girl, who screamed her head off, who bugged everyone, and now you have Elsa, who, is sweet and charming, but she turns out to be an evil son of a gun underneath. So that was a very interesting role to play, and I think Alison Doody did a good job. You have John Rhys-Davies back as Sala, a bigger role in this movie as he participates in it a lot more. Very fun actor to see again. He has quite a bit of funny lines and is really good in the comedic angle himself. Plus you can really, once again, see why Sala is Indiana Jones' psychic. He's always there for him. He's helping him out, trying to save his dad from the Nazis. At one point Brody gets captured, helping out, trying to get Brody as well, and doing what he can, because Sala's a really big, tough individual, so it's really cool seeing that as well. You also have Julian Glover, who plays the main villain in this movie as Walter Donovan, who is the guy who starts Indiana Jones and his father off on the Grail mission, but at the same time he was using them to get any piece of information that they could, and he's working with the Nazis to, get the financial backing to have the Grail himself, because Walter Donovan wants one thing, and that's eternal life. And Julian Glover just plays that villain to perfection. He knows how to be methodical, sadistical, and like having this way of like, money's gonna throw everything around, and with money you have power, and with the power of that I'm gonna get the Holy Grail. And Julian Glover just is a fantastic actor playing that role. And for those of you who don't know who Julian Glover is, he was also the guy who played General Veers in Empire Strikes Back, who was a very good role for him too. He was an awesome General Veers as well as Walter Donovan, and he's just awesome. But also, overall this film is great. The quest for the Holy Grail, I like the third and the first one the best, because I love how they're, searching for the artifacts of God, and how that holds a lot of power as well. Not that the Shankar stones of the Crystal Skull weren't equally intimidating, but just how, it's like they're interlinked, the Holy Grail and Ark of the Covenant. It's really cool how they're going after those artifacts. I like how this movie was a lot more fun. There's a lot of action, but there's a lot of fun in the action, where, Indiana Jones is being bothered by his dad, and, like, when they're being shot at by a Nazi plane, his father, Sean Connery, goes, "I think they'll try to kill us." And he goes, "I know, Dad." He's like, "It's a new experience for me. Happens to me all the time." And, it's like funny seeing those lines come out of these guys, because you have one guy not used to it, the other who is, and it's just really fun seeing those action moments and the fun moments come together. Plus, the overall story, once again, just the quest for the Holy Grail, trying to find it, and what the Nazis can do with it is ultimately very fun too, and just the racing for time, and how Indiana Jones also discovers a bit of rediscovered faith through this movie while searching for the Grail, because it's like, he's, skeptic because he's an archaeologist. You have to take every religion, every faith online, but now he, sort of believes in an overall God, but he yet keeps that openness, which is really cool. But it's really cool to see how that comes about. So, overall, a great movie. I give Steven Spielberg and George Lucas tons of credit again for doing this, and a lot of thumbs up, because this film was just fun, and I like how at least the 3 films, you see just this meshing of weird comparisons. The first one is just high-octane action, adventure on the edge of its seat with great acting. The second one's dark, methodical, and you wonder what's going to happen next around every corner. And the third one is just a fun romp where there's adventure and just fun and comedy practically around every turn. So if you've not seen these yet, I would. And once again, this is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And also just a quick note here, smashing score once again by John Williams, and just great score for the Holy Grail and everything else. And once again, the main Indiana Jones theme is just really cool. So until then, leave any comments and subscribe, or just tell me what you think, or overall what could be done better with this movie, or how you just think it's awesome or great or whatnot. Just send me a line and I'll be back again later. Alright guys, till the next movie review, I will see you.